The food you eat might be shortening your life, and you don't even realize it. 1. In every 5 deaths worldwide is directly linked to poor nutrition. That means over 11 million people die each year due to poor dietary choices, a number higher than deaths caused by smoking and hypertension combined. And what if I told you that a woman lost both her arms and legs after eating a simple fish? It may sound extreme, but this actually happened in California. She ate fish contaminated with a deadly bacteria called Vibrio vulnificus, commonly found in improperly stored or undercooked seafood. The infection spread rapidly through her bloodstream, causing tissue necrosis and forcing doctors to amputate her limbs in order to save her life. Now think about this. If something considered healthy can lead to such a devastating outcome, what might other common and seemingly harmless foods be doing to your body without you even knowing? And speaking of common foods, eggs are one of them. Yes, eggs. You probably eat them regularly, but there's something critical you need to know. Later in this video, I'll explain why older adults should be especially cautious when consuming eggs. In this video, I'll reveal 10 foods that seniors should avoid or consume with extreme caution. And pay close attention. The last few on the list are the most shocking, and you might be eating them every day without realizing the risks. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could save your life. Number 10. Grapefruit, a fruit you wouldn't expect to be harmful. Many people believe that all fruits are beneficial to health, but few realize that some can pose serious risks, especially for older adults. Today I want to talk about grapefruit, a fruit that seems harmless but can be extremely dangerous for those taking certain medications. While it is rich in vitamin C, antioxidants, and fiber, grapefruit contains bioactive compounds called furanocoumarins, which directly interfere with the metabolism of various medications, essential for managing chronic conditions. Our body processes medications in the liver and small intestine with the help of an enzyme called CYP3A4. This enzyme is responsible for breaking down and eliminating many drugs from the bloodstream, ensuring that dosages remain balanced and safe. However, grapefruit blocks this enzyme, preventing the body from properly metabolizing certain medications. As a result, drug levels in the bloodstream can rise 2 to 5 times higher than expected, significantly increasing the risk of severe side effects and even medication toxicity. The most alarming part? This effect can last up to 72 hours after consuming grapefruit. That means even if you eat the fruit just once or twice a week, you could still be at serious risk if you're on certain medications. Grapefruit can interact with more than 85 different medications, with at least 43 of these interactions leading to potentially severe or fatal side effects. For example, blood pressure medications such as felodipine and nifedipine can become dangerously potent, causing sudden drops in blood pressure, dizziness, and fainting. Statins used to lower cholesterol, including atorvastatin and simvastatin, can accumulate in the body, increasing the risk of severe muscle damage and, in extreme cases, kidney failure. People taking anxiolytics and sedatives like buspirone, triazolam, and midazolam may experience excessive sedation, loss of coordination, and even respiratory depression. Meanwhile, those on immunosuppressants such as cyclosporin and tacrolimus face a dangerous spike in drug levels, increasing the risk of kidney damage, liver toxicity, and even organ rejection in transplant patients. Scientific studies have already documented several alarming cases. One study on hypertensive patients taking felodipine found that those who consumed grapefruit juice had blood levels of the drug 2 to 3 times higher than normal, leading to serious side effects such as extreme drops in blood pressure, dizziness, and the risk of cardiovascular collapse. Another study showed that transplant patients who consumed grapefruit experienced dangerously high levels of cyclosporin and tacrolimus, severely impairing kidney function and increasing the likelihood of transplant rejection. For older adults, the risks are even greater. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down, meaning that the effects of grapefruit can accumulate more easily in the body, making medication interactions even more dangerous. If you already consume grapefruit and are on any of these medications, the best recommendation is to completely avoid this fruit unless explicitly approved by your doctor. Even small amounts can have a significant impact because the effects of grapefruit can last for days. Simply reducing your intake may not be enough to stay safe. Although grapefruit has health benefits, its consumption can pose hidden dangers for those who rely on certain medications. The consequences are not always immediate, and many people don't realize the problem until they experience symptoms. And this is just the beginning. There are still other foods on this list that seniors should avoid, and the last few might shock you the most. Some of them may already be a part of your daily routine without you realizing the potential risks. Stay with me until the end, because this information could literally save your life. Number 9. Caffeine, a daily habit that may be harming your health. Caffeine is one of the most widely consumed stimulants in the world, found primarily in coffee, tea, and certain soft drinks. Many people rely on it to stay alert and energized throughout the day. However, while caffeine has some cognitive benefits and may even offer protection against neurodegenerative diseases, its effects on the aging body can be much more harmful than most people realize. For older adults, excessive caffeine consumption can worsen sleep disturbances, increase heart rate and blood pressure, and even impact bone health. If you are over 60, it is crucial to understand these risks and reconsider how much caffeine you are consuming daily. Caffeine works by stimulating the central nervous system, promoting wakefulness and temporarily improving cognitive function. However, as we age, our metabolism slows down, meaning that caffeine stays in the system much longer than it does in younger adults. This prolonged effect can lead to insomnia, anxiety, restlessness, and even heart palpitations. Sleep disturbances are already common among older adults due to changes in circadian rhythms and lower melatonin production. When caffeine is consumed in excess or too late in the day, it can make falling asleep and staying asleep even more difficult. Poor sleep quality, in turn, increases the risk of cognitive decline, depression, and a weakened immune system. Beyond sleep issues, caffeine can also have a significant impact on cardiovascular health. Studies indicate that excessive caffeine intake can cause spikes in heart rate and blood pressure, which can be particularly concerning for individuals with hypertension or heart disease. For seniors who are already managing cardiovascular conditions, consuming too much caffeine may put unnecessary strain on the heart, increasing the likelihood of arrhythmias and elevated blood pressure episodes. Another hidden risk of caffeine consumption in older adults is bone health deterioration. Caffeine has been shown to interfere with calcium absorption, an essential mineral for maintaining strong bones. Over time, this can accelerate bone density loss, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. A study published in the Revista Brasileira de Geriatria e Gerontologia highlighted the importance of monitoring caffeine and calcium intake in older women to prevent osteoporosis-related complications. Given that seniors are already at a higher risk of falls and fractures, reducing caffeine consumption could be a key factor in preserving mobility and bone strength as they age. Interestingly, research has also explored the cognitive effects of caffeine on aging brains. Some studies suggest that moderate caffeine consumption, about 2 to 3 cups of coffee per day, may help reduce cognitive decline in older adults without dementia. However, this potential benefit must be weighed against the increased risk of insomnia, heart complications, and weakened bones. Each individual responds to caffeine differently, and what works for one person may not be suitable for another, especially as the body's ability to process substances like caffeine changes with age. So, what can be done to balance the benefits and risks of caffeine consumption in older adults? Moderation is key. Limiting caffeine intake to a reasonable level, no more than 1 to 2 cups per day, can help minimize the negative effects while still allowing for the enjoyment of a morning cup of coffee. Adjusting the timing of caffeine consumption is also important. Avoiding coffee, tea, or other caffeinated beverages in the afternoon and evening can significantly improve sleep quality. It is also essential to monitor how your body reacts to caffeine. If you experience palpitations, nervousness, or difficulty sleeping, consider reducing your intake. For those who wish to cut back on caffeine but still enjoy a warm, comforting beverage, there are several excellent alternatives. Chicory root coffee has a taste similar to traditional coffee but contains no caffeine, while offering beneficial nutrients like vitamin A and B vitamins. Herbal teas, such as chamomile, peppermint, or lemon balm, are naturally caffeine-free and promote relaxation and better sleep. Decaffeinated coffee allows coffee lovers to enjoy the flavor of their favorite beverage with significantly less caffeine. Barley-based coffee substitutes, also known as barley coffee, offer a rich, roasted taste without caffeine and can be a great alternative for those looking to eliminate caffeine from their diet. While caffeine may have some benefits, it is important for older adults to be aware of the potential risks and consume it mindfully. Making simple adjustments, such as reducing intake, choosing caffeine-free alternatives, and being mindful of when caffeine is consumed, can help preserve heart health, bone density, and sleep quality. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you regularly drink coffee or tea? Have you ever noticed any changes in your sleep, heart rate, or energy levels after consuming caffeine? Share your experience in the comments below. Your insight could help others who might be facing the same challenges. And don't go anywhere just yet, because the next food on our list is even more surprising. You may be consuming it every day without realizing the serious risks it poses to your health. Number 8. Raw or undercooked eggs, meats, and poultry. Hidden dangers lurking in your kitchen. As we age, our immune systems naturally weaken, making us more vulnerable to infections, including those transmitted through food. One of the most significant and often overlooked risks comes from consuming raw or undercooked eggs, meats, and poultry, which can be contaminated with dangerous bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli. While younger individuals may recover from foodborne illnesses more easily, for older adults, these infections can escalate rapidly, leading to severe complications, hospitalization, and even death. That's why understanding the risks and adopting proper food safety measures is not just important, it's essential. Many people don't realize that the bacteria lurking in raw or undercooked foods are invisible to the naked eye. These pathogens can be present even in fresh, high-quality meat, poultry, or eggs, and they do not alter the smell, taste, or appearance of the food. This makes it even more critical to ensure that these foods are cooked thoroughly before consumption. One of the most common and dangerous bacteria found in raw animal products is Salmonella, which is often present in raw eggs, poultry, and meat. A Salmonella infection can cause severe stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, chills, fever, and diarrhea, which in some cases can be bloody. Symptoms typically appear within 6 to 72 hours after consumption and can last for up to a week. However, for older adults with weakened immune systems, the infection can become far more serious, sometimes spreading to the bloodstream and requiring urgent medical treatment. Another particularly concerning pathogen is Escherichia coli, E. coli, which is commonly found in undercooked ground beef. In younger individuals, an E. coli infection can cause painful abdominal cramps, diarrhea, and vomiting. But in seniors, it can lead to life-threatening complications. One of the most serious conditions associated with E. coli is hemolytic uremic syndrome, HUS, a disorder that can cause kidney failure, dangerously low blood cell counts, and even death. These bacteria are not rare occurrences. They have been responsible for multiple outbreaks and hospitalizations around the world. Scientific research reinforces the dangers of foodborne illnesses in seniors. A study published in Food Protection Trends found that adults aged 60 and older are significantly more likely to experience severe complications, require hospitalization, or even succumb to foodborne infections. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has also issued warnings emphasizing that older adults are at a higher risk of serious illness from contaminated foods due to the body's natural decline in immune function as it ages. What this means is that foods that may not have posed a problem earlier in life can suddenly become serious health hazards in later years. To protect yourself and your loved ones, it is critical to follow strict food safety measures when handling and preparing raw eggs, meat, and poultry. The first rule is to always clean hands, utensils, and surfaces thoroughly before and after handling raw foods. Cross-contamination is one of the leading causes of foodborne illness, and bacteria from raw foods can easily spread to other items in your kitchen if proper precautions are not taken. The second rule is to always separate raw meats, poultry, seafood, and eggs from other foods, both when shopping and storing them in the refrigerator. This helps prevent bacteria from spreading onto ready-to-eat foods like fruits, vegetables, and dairy products. Most importantly, cooking temperatures matter. To effectively kill harmful bacteria, all meats and eggs must be cooked to safe internal temperatures. Poultry, including chicken and turkey, must reach at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees. Ground meats like beef, pork, and lamb should be cooked to 160 degrees, while whole cuts of beef, pork, veal, and lamb should reach 145 degrees and be allowed to rest for 3 minutes before consumption. Eggs must be cooked until both the yolk and white are firm, and any dish containing eggs should reach 160 degrees Fahrenheit, 71 degrees Celsius. Eggs in particular require special attention. While they are a nutritious and widely consumed food, they are also one of the leading causes of salmonella outbreaks. If you store eggs improperly or consume them raw in dishes like homemade mayonnaise, hollandaise sauce, or salad dressings, you could be increasing your risk of serious illness. Always refrigerate eggs promptly, and whenever possible, opt for pasteurized eggs, which have been heat-treated to kill harmful bacteria without altering the nutritional properties of the egg. Another essential step is proper refrigeration. Perishable foods should always be stored at or below 40 degrees to prevent bacterial growth. Additionally, leftovers should never be left at room temperature for more than 2 hours, or just 1 hour if the temperature is above 90 degrees, 32 degrees. Failing to refrigerate food properly allows bacteria to multiply rapidly, increasing the likelihood of foodborne illness. While these precautions may seem strict, they are necessary to protect the health of older adults. The immune system's ability to fight infections diminishes with age, making foodborne illnesses far more dangerous than they are for younger populations. For seniors, even a mild case of food poisoning can lead to severe dehydration, organ damage, or long-term health complications. This is why it's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to food safety. If you have been consuming undercooked eggs, meats, or poultry and have experienced symptoms like stomach pain, nausea, diarrhea, or fever, it is critical to seek medical attention immediately. Early intervention can prevent more serious complications and ensure a faster recovery. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss essential health updates like this. Your support helps spread this vital knowledge to more people who need it. Now get ready, because the next food on our list is something millions of people consume every single day, completely unaware of the dangers it may pose. Number 7. Soft cheeses, unpasteurized, a hidden danger for seniors. Soft cheeses made with unpasteurized milk, such as brie and camembert, may seem like harmless delicacies, but they pose a serious risk to older adults. As we age, our immune system gradually weakens, making us more vulnerable to infections. And one of the most overlooked dangers lies in consuming dairy products that can harbor harmful bacteria. One of the most concerning pathogens found in these cheeses is Listeria monocytogenes, a bacterium responsible for a serious foodborne illness known as listeriosis. Unlike many other bacteria, Listeria is particularly dangerous because it thrives in cold environments, including refrigerators. This means that contaminated cheese can continue growing harmful bacteria even when stored properly, making detection nearly impossible without laboratory testing. Unlike spoiled food, which often develops noticeable odors or changes in texture, Listeria-contaminated cheese may look, smell, and taste completely normal. This silent nature makes it one of the most deceptive and hazardous foodborne pathogens, particularly for individuals with weakened immune systems. Listeriosis is not just an inconvenient stomach bug. It is a disease that can quickly escalate into a life-threatening condition. The symptoms, which may include fever, muscle aches, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, can appear anywhere from a few days to several weeks after consuming contaminated food. In severe cases, the infection can spread to the bloodstream, leading to sepsis, meningitis, or even death. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, approximately 1,600 people contract listeriosis in the U.S. each year, and around 260 of those cases result in death. Seniors, pregnant women, and individuals with compromised immune systems are at the highest risk. In one particularly alarming outbreak, contaminated soft cheeses were linked to multiple hospitalizations and deaths. The CDC investigated a case where 9 people lost their lives and 57 others were hospitalized due to a listeria outbreak traced back to unpasteurized dairy products. This serves as a stark reminder that even foods considered gourmet or high quality can pose severe health risks when they are not handled or processed safely. The best way to reduce the risk of listeriosis is to avoid consuming soft cheeses made from raw, unpasteurized milk. The pasteurization process eliminates harmful bacteria, making dairy products much safer for consumption. Before purchasing cheese, always check the label to ensure that it is made with pasteurized milk. If the label is unclear, it's best to avoid the product altogether. For those who enjoy cheese but want to minimize health risks, there are safer alternatives. Hard cheeses such as cheddar, parmesan, and Swiss are much less likely to harbor listeria due to their lower moisture content and longer aging process, which make it difficult for bacteria to survive. Additionally, pasteurized soft cheeses such as pasteurized feta, ricotta, cream cheese, and mozzarella are safer choices for seniors. Beyond choosing pasteurized cheeses, proper food storage and hygiene can further reduce the risk of contamination. Always store cheese at safe temperatures, below 40 grados fuerte, and consume it within its recommended shelf life. Seniors should also be cautious with other refrigerated, ready-to-eat foods, such as deli meats, smoked seafood, and pâtés, as these can also carry listeria, if not handled properly. If consuming these products, it is advisable to heat them to an internal temperature of 165 degree hours, 74 degrees, before eating, as high heat effectively kills the bacteria. Although soft cheeses made with raw milk may seem like an innocent indulgence, they carry hidden risks that can be devastating for older adults. By choosing pasteurized alternatives and following proper food safety practices, you can still enjoy a variety of cheeses while greatly reducing the risk of foodborne infections. Small changes in your diet can have a significant impact on your long-term health and well-being. Number 6. High-sodium foods. As we age, our bodies become more susceptible to the negative effects of excessive sodium consumption. While salt has long been a fundamental ingredient in human diets, its overuse is now a significant public health concern, particularly for older adults. High sodium intake is directly linked to increased blood pressure, a major risk factor for heart disease, strokes, and kidney damage. It can also lead to fluid retention, placing additional strain on the heart and kidneys, organs that are already more vulnerable with age. What many people fail to realize is that sodium is hidden in many processed foods, often in amounts that far exceed the daily recommended intake, making it easy to consume too much without even realizing it. Scientific research underscores the dangers of excessive sodium consumption. Globally, an estimated 3 million deaths per year are linked to high sodium intake, with 70 million years of healthy life lost due to salt-related diseases. The World Health Organization, WHO, recommends a daily sodium intake of no more than 5 grams, approximately 1 teaspoon of salt. Yet in many countries, including the United States and Brazil, average daily consumption often exceeds double this amount. This overconsumption has direct consequences on cardiovascular health, contributing to hypertension, arterial stiffness, and an increased risk of heart failure. Even individuals who are not hypertensive may experience small spikes in blood pressure after consuming salty foods, while those who already have hypertension can suffer dangerous and prolonged increases, elevating their risk of cardiovascular events. Sodium is not only a concern for heart health, it may also impact cognitive function. Emerging research suggests that a high-sodium diet may contribute to cognitive decline and increase the risk of dementia. A study published by the Institute of Longevity found that excessive sodium intake can negatively affect brain function, impairing memory and cognitive processing speed. The potential connection between sodium and brain health underscores the need for awareness and moderation, especially among older adults who are already at risk for neurodegenerative conditions such as Alzheimer's disease. The biggest challenge with sodium is that it is often hidden in foods that don't taste overly salty. Processed and pre-packaged foods are among the worst culprits. Canned soups, frozen meals, deli meats, instant noodles, potato chips, and fast food items frequently contain excessive amounts of sodium, sometimes exceeding the entire daily recommended intake in a single serving. Even foods marketed as healthy, such as whole grain breads, breakfast cereals, and salad dressings, can have alarmingly high sodium levels, making it difficult for consumers to recognize just how much salt they are ingesting daily. For those looking to reduce their sodium intake and protect their long-term health, making dietary adjustments is essential. The first step is to minimize processed and pre-packaged foods as much as possible, opting instead for fresh whole foods. Preparing meals at home gives you full control over sodium levels, allowing you to season your food with herbs, garlic, onion, and citrus flavors instead of salt. Simple actions, such as removing the salt shaker from the table, can help curb the habit of adding extra salt to meals. Reading food labels is also crucial. Many products contain hidden sodium, even those that don't seem obviously salty. Choosing low-sodium versions of commonly consumed foods, such as canned beans, soups, and sauces, can make a significant difference. While salt plays a role in enhancing flavor, it is not essential for making food enjoyable. Many cultures around the world rely on spices and fresh ingredients to create rich, satisfying flavors without excessive sodium. Incorporating alternatives like basil, thyme, turmeric, paprika, and chili powder can elevate the taste of meals without compromising health. Even a small reduction in sodium intake can have a profound impact on cardiovascular function, helping to lower blood pressure, reduce fluid retention, and decrease the risk of heart-related complications. If you regularly consume processed foods, canned soups, deli meats, or fast food, take a moment to evaluate how much sodium might be in your daily diet. Have you ever noticed feeling bloated or experiencing increased thirst after eating salty foods? Have you been diagnosed with high blood pressure and wondered if your diet could be playing a role? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights may help others become more aware of the hidden dangers of sodium. If you've made it this far in the video, congratulations. You're truly committed to improving your health, and that already puts you ahead of most people. But let me tell you something. You're lucky to still be here because, from this point on, things are about to get even more intense. The foods we're about to discuss are even more dangerous than what we've covered so far, and I guarantee some of them will shock you. Now, I want you to do something. Leave a comment right now saying either, "I'm scared of what's coming next," or "I'm anxious to see what's next." Why? Because it will not only show me that you're still here and fully engaged, but it will also confuse the people who skipped parts of the video or didn't watch from the beginning. Imagine them scrolling through the comments, seeing people talking about fear and anxiety, and wondering, wait, what did I miss? So go ahead, drop your comment now, and let's continue. Number 5, high sugar foods. As we age, one of the most important dietary factors to monitor is sugar intake. While sugar may seem harmless, excessive consumption has been directly linked to a range of serious health issues, including weight gain, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cognitive decline, and even premature aging. The problem isn't just the obvious sources of sugar, like cakes, cookies, and candy. It's also hidden in processed foods, sauces, beverages, and even items marketed as healthy. Many people consume far more sugar than they realize, putting their long-term health at serious risk. The American Heart Association recommends that women consume no more than 6 teaspoons, 25 grams or 100 calories, of added sugar per day, while men should limit their intake to 9 teaspoons, 36 grams or 150 calories. Yet, most people far exceed these guidelines without even knowing it. This is because sugar is added to an astonishing number of everyday foods, from salad dressings and granola bars to flavored yogurts and fruit juices. One of the biggest culprits? Sugary beverages like soda, energy drinks, and even seemingly healthy fruit smoothies, which contribute a massive amount of empty calories and disrupt insulin regulation, making weight gain and metabolic disorders more likely. Scientific studies continue to expose the dangers of excessive sugar intake. Research has shown that high sugar consumption can lead to increased blood pressure and chronic inflammation, both of which are key pathways to heart disease. One large-scale study involving over 25,000 adults found that those who consumed high amounts of added sugar had a significantly higher risk of developing heart disease and related complications. Another study published in the New York Post revealed that consuming ultra-processed, sugar-rich foods for just 5 days can begin to impair brain function related to insulin resistance, affecting appetite regulation, and increasing the risk of obesity and cognitive decline. This means that sugar doesn't just impact the body, it also affects the brain, memory, and overall mental clarity. Beyond its internal effects, sugar also plays a major role in accelerating aging. When sugar is consumed in excess, it triggers a process called glycation, in which sugar molecules bind to proteins like collagen and elastin, the compounds responsible for keeping skin firm and youthful. Over time, this leads to wrinkles, sagging skin, and decreased elasticity, making you look older than you really are. So, while sugar may seem like a comforting indulgence, it is actually working against you, both internally and externally. So, what can we do to reduce sugar intake without feeling deprived? The first step is to become more aware of hidden sugars by reading food labels carefully. Ingredients like high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, and cane juice are just some of the many names used to disguise added sugars in processed foods. Another effective strategy is to swap sugary foods for whole, natural options. For example, instead of reaching for a pastry or candy, opt for fresh fruits, which provide natural sweetness, along with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Cooking at home is another powerful way to control sugar intake. Many pre-packaged and restaurant meals contain far more sugar than you would add yourself, so preparing your own meals gives you full control over the ingredients. Additionally, replacing sugary beverages with healthier alternatives can have an immediate impact. Swap sodas and flavored drinks for water, unsweetened teas, or sparkling water infused with fresh fruit. This simple change alone can significantly lower daily sugar intake and improve hydration, which is essential for maintaining energy and cognitive function as we age. If you've been consuming a lot of sugar, whether through desserts, sodas, or processed foods, Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever noticed cravings, energy crashes, or brain fog after eating sugary foods? Maybe you felt like no matter how much you eat, you're still not satisfied. Leave a comment below saying either, "I've been eating too much sugar," or "Time to cut back on sugar." Now that you've made it this far, you're about to uncover the 3 worst foods that can destroy your health, or even lead to death. These next items are far more dangerous than most people realize. And the scary part? You might be consuming them regularly without knowing the risks. If you've been paying close attention up until now, you're already ahead of most people when it comes to protecting your health. But here's the real challenge. Are you ready for what's coming next? Because once you learn the truth about these final 3 foods, you'll never look at them the same way again. And since you're clearly committed to improving your health, why not take it one step further? If you're finding this video valuable, consider subscribing to the channel. That way, you'll always stay informed and ahead when it comes to protecting your body from hidden dangers. Now, let's get into it. These next foods are the most shocking of all. Number 3, processed meats. Congratulations, you finally made it to the 3rd most dangerous food on this list. If you're still here, that means you're truly committed to protecting your health. And trust me, this is where things get even more shocking. Processed meats, such as cold cuts, bacon, sausages, and hot dogs, are a staple in many diets, often praised for their convenience and flavor. However, what many people don't realize is that these foods come with serious health risks. Scientific research has strongly linked the consumption of processed meats to an increased risk of colorectal cancer, heart disease, and other chronic illnesses. The question is, what exactly makes these foods so harmful? The answer lies in the chemical preservatives, high sodium levels, and unhealthy fats that are commonly used to enhance their shelf life, taste, and appearance. One of the most alarming discoveries in nutrition science is the strong connection between processed meat consumption and colorectal cancer. The World Health Organization, WHO, has classified processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, placing them in the same category as tobacco and asbestos in terms of their proven ability to cause cancer. This means that there is sufficient scientific evidence to confirm that eating processed meats increases cancer risk in humans. Studies have shown that consuming just 50 grams of processed meat per day, equivalent to 2 slices of ham or 1 hot dog, can increase the risk of colorectal cancer by 18%. The risk compounds over time, meaning that frequent consumption significantly elevates the likelihood of developing this disease. A large-scale study involving nearly 500,000 individuals found that those who ate red or processed meats 4 or more times per week had a 20% higher risk of developing colorectal cancer compared to those who consumed these meats less than twice a week. This is a staggering statistic that highlights just how harmful these foods can be when included in a regular diet. But how exactly does processed meat contribute to cancer development? The answer lies in nitrates and nitrites, preservatives commonly used in processed meats to enhance their color and extend their shelf life. During digestion, these compounds can form N-nitroso compounds, NOCs, which are known carcinogens capable of damaging the cells lining the colon and leading to the formation of tumors. Beyond cancer, processed meats have also been linked to a higher risk of heart disease. A major study from Oxford University found that each 50-gram daily serving of processed meat is associated with an 18% increased risk of coronary heart disease. This heightened risk is largely due to the extremely high levels of sodium and preservatives found in these meats, which contribute to high blood pressure, arterial damage, and an increased likelihood of heart attacks and strokes. Excessive sodium intake can lead to hypertension, one of the most significant risk factors for cardiovascular disease. Processed meats are also loaded with saturated fats, which can increase LDL, bad cholesterol levels, and promote plaque buildup in arteries, further elevating the risk of heart disease. To truly understand the impact of processed meats on health, we need to examine how these foods are produced. Unlike fresh meats, which contain natural proteins and nutrients, processed meats undergo extensive chemical modification. The addition of preservatives, excessive sodium, and unhealthy fats makes them far more harmful than their unprocessed counterparts. Cooking methods also play a role. When processed meats are fried, grilled, or smoked, they can produce heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, which are also linked to cancer. So, what can be done to reduce these health risks without eliminating meat from your diet entirely? The first step is to replace processed meats with fresh, unprocessed proteins. Fish, poultry, lean beef, and pork in their natural forms are significantly healthier options. When preparing meals, choosing grilled, baked, or steamed fresh meats instead of processed options can help minimize exposure to harmful compounds. Plant-based proteins such as beans, lentils, tofu, and nuts are also excellent alternatives that provide essential nutrients without the harmful additives found in processed meats. Another key strategy is being mindful of food labels. Many processed foods contain hidden sodium and preservatives, so checking ingredient lists for terms like sodium nitrite, sodium nitrate, or cured meats can help identify products that should be limited or avoided. Choosing low sodium and nitrate-free versions of deli meats is a small but impactful step in reducing risk. The evidence is clear. Regular consumption of processed meats is directly linked to life-threatening health conditions. By making simple dietary changes, such as opting for fresh, whole foods and limiting processed meat intake, you can significantly reduce your risk of cancer, heart disease, and other chronic illnesses. Many people continue to eat these foods, unaware of the dangers, but now that you have this knowledge, you have the power to make better choices for your health and longevity. Now, before we move on, I want to challenge you. Take a moment, pause this video, and try to guess what the second most dangerous food for older adults is. Think about everything we've covered so far. The hidden risks, the everyday foods that seem harmless but carry serious health consequences. Some of you might already have an idea, while others may be completely surprised by what's coming next. Go ahead, take a guess. All right, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. It's fried foods. That's right, crispy, golden, and delicious, but loaded with health risks. Some of you might have seen this coming, while others never even considered how dangerous it really is. But the truth is, fried foods are one of the most damaging things you can put in your body, especially as you age. And now, let me explain why. Number 2, fried foods. As we age, paying extra attention to the foods we eat becomes essential. And one of the biggest threats hiding in plain sight is fried food. Whether it's French fries, fried chicken, or crispy breaded snacks, these foods are not only calorie-dense but also loaded with saturated fats, trans fats, and harmful compounds that significantly increase the risk of heart disease, strokes, obesity, and even mental health issues. While they may be delicious, the truth is that fried foods can have devastating effects on the body, especially for older adults. Scientific research has overwhelmingly linked fried food consumption to serious health conditions, particularly cardiovascular diseases. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that frequent consumption of fried foods is associated with an increased risk of heart failure. The problem is largely due to trans fats, which are produced when oils are heated at high temperatures. Trans fats raise LDL, bad cholesterol, while simultaneously lowering HDL, good cholesterol, creating the perfect storm for artery blockages, high blood pressure, and heart attacks. Another major concern is the link between fried foods and strokes. Studies indicate that regular consumption of fried foods can lead to plaque buildup in the arteries, increasing the risk of blood clots and stroke. The high sodium content found in many fried foods, especially fast food options like fries and fried chicken, only worsens this problem by elevating blood pressure and causing fluid retention, both of which put significant strain on the heart and blood vessels. Beyond heart disease, fried foods are a leading cause of obesity, a major risk factor for a wide range of chronic diseases. These foods are typically high in empty calories and unhealthy fats, making it easy to consume far more calories than necessary. Unlike whole foods, which contain fiber and essential nutrients that help regulate hunger, fried foods disrupt the body's ability to signal fullness, often leading to overeating. The connection between fried foods and type 2 diabetes is particularly concerning. Research has shown that individuals who consume fried food at least 4 times a week have a significantly higher risk of developing insulin resistance, which is a key driver of diabetes. The trans fats and refined carbohydrates in fried foods interfere with the body's ability to process glucose effectively, increasing blood sugar levels and making diabetes more difficult to control. While many people focus on the physical consequences of eating fried food, fewer realize that these foods can also negatively impact mental health. A recent study found that people who regularly consume fried foods have a 12% higher risk of developing anxiety and a 7% higher risk of depression compared to those who avoid them. The reason? Chronic inflammation caused by fried foods affects neurotransmitters in the brain, leading to mood imbalances, increased stress levels, and even cognitive decline. When foods are fried at high temperatures, they undergo chemical changes that create toxic compounds. One of the most dangerous of these is acrylamide, a substance that forms when starchy foods like potatoes are fried or baked at high heat. Studies suggest that acrylamide may be carcinogenic, meaning it could increase the risk of developing cancer. Additionally, oxidized oils, which occur when cooking oils are repeatedly reused, as in fast food restaurants, produce free radicals that damage cells and accelerate aging. The combination of these toxic compounds with high-calorie, high-fat content makes fried foods one of the most damaging dietary choices, particularly for seniors who are already at greater risk for inflammation-related diseases. You might be wondering, how often can I eat fried foods without harming my health? Research suggests that each additional 114 grams, about a small serving of fried food per week, increases the risk of heart attack and stroke by 3%. This may not seem like much, but over time, small indulgences add up, leading to cumulative damage that can be difficult to reverse. Thankfully, there are plenty of ways to enjoy crispy, flavorful food without the harmful effects of deep frying. One of the best methods is baking. By coating foods lightly with olive oil or egg wash and then baking them in the oven, you can achieve a crispy texture similar to frying, but with significantly less fat and calories. Grilling is another great alternative that enhances the natural flavors of meats and vegetables without adding unhealthy oils. For those who love the convenience of frying but want a healthier approach, air frying is a fantastic option. Air fryers use hot air circulation to achieve a crispy texture with up to 80% less oil, making them a far healthier alternative to traditional frying. And let's not forget about steaming, which preserves the maximum amount of nutrients while eliminating the need for any added fat. Now that you've made it this far, you've already uncovered 8 foods that may be silently harming your health. We've gone through seemingly harmless fruits, everyday beverages, common diet staples, and even foods that many consider healthy but can be extremely dangerous for older adults. We talked about grapefruit, which interferes with essential medications, caffeine, which affects the heart and disrupts sleep, and undercooked eggs, meats, and poultry, which can carry dangerous bacteria. You also learned about soft cheeses made from unpasteurized milk, a hidden risk for listeria infections, and the high sodium content in processed foods, which can raise blood pressure and lead to heart problems. Additionally, we exposed the devastating effects of excess sugar, which accelerates aging and increases the risk of diabetes, the cancer-causing dangers of processed meats, and fried foods, which can contribute to obesity, heart disease, and even a higher risk of depression. Now, you're about to uncover the final and most dangerous food on this list. If you've made it this far, it means you're truly committed to your health. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. Because after everything you've learned, if you don't take action now, it means you're not really ready to change your life. So without further delay, let's reveal the number one most dangerous food of all. The one that could put your health at immediate risk. Get ready, because this information might completely change the way you see one of the most common products in the human diet. Let's get into it. Number 1. Unpasteurized milk. Unpasteurized milk, also known as raw milk, is milk that has not undergone the pasteurization process, a method that heats milk to specific temperatures to eliminate harmful microorganisms. While some advocate for raw milk, claiming it has superior nutritional benefits, the truth is that the risks far outweigh any potential advantages, especially for older adults. The consumption of raw milk can expose individuals to dangerous bacteria that pose serious health threats, leading to infections, hospitalizations, and even death. Raw milk is a breeding ground for harmful bacteria, including Salmonella, Escherichia coli, E. coli, Listeria monocytogenes, and Campylobacter. These pathogens are responsible for severe foodborne illnesses, which can range from gastrointestinal distress to life-threatening conditions. Between 1998 and 2018, the United States recorded 202 outbreaks related to raw milk consumption, resulting in 2,645 cases of illness, 228 hospitalizations, and 3 deaths. The numbers highlight just how dangerous this food can be, particularly for vulnerable groups such as seniors, children, and individuals with weakened immune systems. Though fatalities may seem rare, severe complications from raw milk consumption occur more frequently than people realize. Listeria infections, for instance, can lead to septicemia and meningitis, 2 conditions that require immediate hospitalization and intensive medical care. Infections caused by E. coli, on the other hand, can result in hemolytic uremic syndrome, HUS, a life-threatening condition that leads to kidney failure. In older adults, whose immune systems are naturally weaker, these infections can be more severe, last longer, and have much higher chances of resulting in fatal outcomes. Pasteurization is a scientifically proven method that makes milk safe for consumption without significantly altering its nutritional value. The process involves heating milk to a controlled temperature for a set period, followed by rapid cooling, effectively eliminating harmful bacteria while preserving essential nutrients. Research has shown that the calcium content and its absorption in the body remain unchanged after pasteurization. Additionally, pasteurized milk has a longer shelf life, reducing the risk of contamination after purchase. Despite overwhelming scientific evidence, many myths persist about raw milk, leading some people to believe that it is a superior choice. Some claim that raw milk can help with lactose intolerance or allergies, but these claims are not supported by scientific research. In reality, both raw and pasteurized milk contain the same amount of lactose, meaning individuals with lactose intolerance will experience the same symptoms regardless of which type they consume. Claims that pasteurization removes vital nutrients are also unfounded, as the process preserves the vast majority of milk's essential vitamins and minerals while eliminating harmful pathogens. To minimize the risks associated with dairy consumption, it is essential to always choose pasteurized products. Checking labels to ensure that milk and dairy products have undergone pasteurization is the first step in protecting yourself from foodborne illnesses. Proper storage is also crucial. Milk should always be refrigerated at the right temperature and consumed before the expiration date. If you experience symptoms such as fever, diarrhea, vomiting, or stomach pain after consuming dairy, seek medical attention immediately, especially if you are an older adult or have a weakened immune system. Raw milk continues to be promoted by some as a more natural or healthier alternative. but scientific evidence overwhelmingly confirms the significant risks associated with its consumption. Pasteurization remains one of the most important public health measures, ensuring that milk and dairy products are safe to consume without the threat of dangerous bacterial infections. By choosing pasteurized milk, you are safeguarding your health, enjoying all the nutritional benefits without the deadly risks associated with raw milk. Now that you know the most dangerous food for seniors, you've unlocked knowledge that many people will never have. You've taken the time to understand how everyday foods can silently harm your body, and that already puts you ahead when it comes to protecting your health. If you made it to the end of this video, I want to personally thank you. It shows that you're truly committed to making better choices and living a longer, healthier life. And trust me, small changes today can mean years of well-being in the future. But this journey doesn't stop here. There's still so much to learn, and I'll be here to guide you through it. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to keep receiving powerful insights that can transform your health. Thank you for being part of this important conversation. Take care, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.